I have these beautiful hellebores. I love hellebores. They're one of the perfect plants to use in your early spring garden when the temperatures are fluctuating back and forth. One day it's in the 50s and then the next day is in the 20s. One of the reasons that I love to use hellebores is because hellebores typically come up in our gardens when nothing else is blooming. Sometimes they even push through on snow. And you guys, I've had hellebores in my garden this year, 2024, planted up in window boxes. And I've also planted them inside since the beginning of January, and that's my MO. I love to do it. And one of the things that I've learned in doing that is that sometimes when you put hellebores out in containers, you're going to have to provide a little bit more care. So for example, I have this hellebore here. It looks absolutely amazing. It's beautiful. It's been soaking. And if you're new to my channel, welcome, welcome. Don't forget to click like and subscribe because I drop all the tea when it comes to flowers and such and show you how to have a beautiful garden, especially if you got that one neighbor that thinks they always got the one up on you. I'm going to show you and I share my tricks with you on how you can do little different things to save you money. That way, it'll be easy for you to incorporate these tips and tricks in your own garden. Now, I have hellebores here. They're various sizes. They're all the same variety. So what I need to do, because we are going to be planting these beautiful babies up, but what we're going to have to do is we're going to pre-soak them. And the reason why I like to pre-soak my hellebores is because when you have the wind can really do a number on your hellebores, and then you'll come outside and they'll be drooping. And I've talked about how to get them to stand up, and then I'll show you here as well. So what we're going to do is we're going to soak these, and I'm going to get rid of this water really quick. We're going to give these a good soaking. We're not going to give them any fertilizer. We're just going to soak these, and then we'll move on to the next task at hand because we got a lot of things that I need to get done today. Okay, so for some of these hellebores, they look absolutely fine. They don't look like they're dry or dehydrated. You plant them up, they're standing up, and then the next thing you know, you come outside and they're flopped over. So in order to prevent that, especially if you're going to be transplanting your hellebores back into your garden, into the landscape, you want to make sure you give it a good container life throughout the container season. So I'm just going to start by stacking these inside of these clear trays right here, and I might have to run and go get some more. But as I start to pull these out, you'll see exactly where I'm coming from. Now, this one is kind of heavy, so I don't need to pre-soak this one. And you'll know that your pre-soaking is where it needs to be because the container will start to feel heavy. Now, this one is very light, so I want to soak this one, so we'll sit this right here. Now, this one, you see how this hellebore is drooping over? What we're going to do is we are going to take this hellebore, and by the time we get done soaking it, it's going to be standing up. Now I am going to set these two off to the side because they're already soaked, so they can actually go back into the crate. But for these two right here, I'm just going to turn these, and when you soak them, make sure that any of your buds that's hanging out like these, just set them over to the side because you don't want them to just sit in water as well as the leaves. Now I'm just going to use my water hose to fill up these containers here. And if they fall over, no big deal. They will straighten up. There we go. We'll let these hellebores continue to take up, hydrate themselves, so that way they'll be ready for temperature fluctuations. They'll be ready for the strong winds. All of those are going to pull from our hydration of our plant. So while these are soaking, we have a few different tasks that I want to knock out. Now, previously, we started up some stock seedlings, and if you have never had the pleasure of smelling stock, you are missing out. They're absolutely amazing. You can use them in salads, as a garnish. I mean, the possibilities are endless, not to include they make for beautiful arrangements in your garden. You have some that are already potted up here. Now, I potted these up before they had their first true set of leaves, and that's okay because they're doing fine. But now I'm going to start fertilizing them, but then also the tray right here to fertilize these before I bump them up. The reason why I'm doing it this way prior to bumping them up is because I'm going to get more of a concentration on that root ball versus it being in the soil, and I'll go ahead and then I'll bump them up to the next size tray that they'll be in, which is this tray that I use for different things on my channel, and I have the bigger sizes as well. With your fish fertilizer and any fertilizer for that matter, you want to shake, and I mean shake. I hits it, I stumps it, I do all type of things to make sure my components are well mixed. Now that I have this shaken up, I'm going to go ahead and just fertilize really quick. And definitely wear gloves. Normally I'll have on like a blue glove. So we're going to just set these right here. And I'm going to eyeball it. Should be enough for both containers. Share with you all why I like to use my fish fertilizer. We broke everything down, and you guys, the hydrangeas, honey, if you've been following along, you know where I'm coming from. The only thing I do is I just go in, I'll take one of these plants out. And it does work better when it's on an even table, so I'll just pour a little bit more. Put this one back in. We have our hellebore soaking, our stock seedlings are fertilizing, pulling up those nutrients. We'll head to the front because I just put out some beautiful concrete containers. I've had them as part of my concrete container arsenal for quite some time. I thought they would be perfect for the springtime. Let's head to the front because I want to get those cleaned up because we are going to be planting those beauties up, and I can't wait for you to see the plants that we put in them. These containers are filthy. I'm going to clean these up a bit, and then they should be good for planting. I'm going to let these containers dry a bit, and that way once it dries I'll be able to see if I need to do a little bit more to these containers. So while we're waiting for these to dry, let's head back to the back because I have some more hellebores that we're going to be cleaning up and some raised beds. So let's head back there now. With my hellebores, and I'll move this out of the way, I'll fix that later. So I like to leave my hellebores covered with leaves, and the goal is to have this entire section covered with hellebores. Very simple. Now that I've cleaned everything away from the canopy of the plant, we can see what needs to go and what needs to stay. So we have our nice growth here. Beautiful leaves, and so we'll just come in and we'll just snip at the base, and it doesn't take long to clean these up. So I go all the way down to the base and I just snip. And I did pull up a tulip, but it's very small. So I will go ahead and I'll put this back in here. And I just add it around the drip line here. and then I work it in, just like that. Normally what I'll do is I'll clean out the entire bed and then I'll fertilize as the last step. I'll show you close up. So I'm just going in and I'm just taking my clippers and I'm just snipping anything that doesn't look attractive. We just want to cut it off to the base. Anything that's dead like this, we'll cut that off as well. Now here is a bud here that got caught by the cold, and this is why I like to keep my stuff covered up, because our weather fluctuates so much here in the St. Louis region. And then I'll just cut this like that, like that. And then we fertilize. Work it in. Now we'll go check on the Hellebores that we have soaking. Everything has perked up exactly like I knew it would be. The containers are now heavy and they're ready for us to plant these up. I am going to swap this one out for this one right here. Let's go check the containers in the front to see how they look. They should be dry by now. Not really sure if I want to paint the containers, stain the containers. Drop down in the comment section. Let me know. Do you love an aged look? Do you love an antique look? Or do you like it squeaky clean? I don't think you can go wrong by going either way. Without fail, every year I go to the different garden centers and I like to see what type of Hellebores they have so I can add to my collection. We're going to make a quick trip to the garden center. I am on the hunt for Monrovia's new line of Hellebores. If you know, then you know. If you don't know, hopefully when we get there, they'll have some of the new collection. So we'll start off seeing what they have here. Now they already have some pansies out. Let's see, because I'm looking for a specific color. The price is not bad on them. A citrus mix. That's cute. A matrix blue blotch. Matrix yellow. Matrix orange. Matrix white. Matrix blue wing. A matrix yellow blotch. And see, what I like about the matrix is they bloom bigger than the other pansies. Snapdragons. Go look inside and see what we can find. And then we'll swing back around and make our final decision. See, I'm always drawn to come into where the containers are and look there first. So let's see what we can find. All right. All right, here's our container selection. And then there's some more container stuff over here. Let's go into the greenhouses. So we'll walk down here and look what we see already. Yes, honey. The Hellebores are here. OMG. Look at that. Oh, honey, I mean, just covered in blooms. Look. Just gorgeous. Okay, let's see what we have. So we have Ivory Prince Hellebore. More Ivory Prince. This is gorgeous. Look at that. Love it. All right, here's some more. Look at how big just one bloom is. Okay, so here's my hand. This is one bloom. And then it has more buds. So here's a bud, here's a bud. Look at that. Just gorgeous. All right, now, which variety is this? This is the Ice and Roses Hellebore. Absolutely gorgeous. Look at that. Over here on this side, we have some more. So we have the Ice and Roses Merlot. Absolutely gorgeous. Look at that. And there's a bee. Territorial. This is gorgeous. All right, now let's see which one this is. This is the Ice and Roses Bianco Hellebore. Gorgeous. Look at that bud. It's absolutely beautiful. Let's keep looking. So a lot of things that were more than likely overwintered in this greenhouse. Swing back around this way and walk into this greenhouse right here. Some peonies in this greenhouse. And look at that. Hostas, and they have some of the most prettiest hostas, big and gorgeous. So this is the Patriot hosta. Let's see what else they have. The Blue Angel hosta, Francie hosta, or Francais hosta, Sum and Substance. Absolutely beautiful. Let's look at the peonies here. We have the Ethel peony, and this yellow is absolutely stunning. Like, this picture looks good, but it's not really doing it justice. The Julia Rose, the Buckeye Bell. This is a herbaceous peony, so this one is going to die back down to the ground. The Kiko, Paw and Wild, absolutely gorgeous. The Kansas Double Peony. Now here's the Sarah Barnhart. If you have never seen this peony in person, you are missing out. Here's another one. Here we have some European ostrich ferns. More peonies, just gorgeous. Mr. Goodbud Sedum. Here are some maples here. Here are your magnolias, and I absolutely adore the tulip magnolia. These are gorgeous. I mean, look at the buds on these. Let's see if we can get it in a better way. Okay, there we go. Look at that bud. That in itself is just gorgeous. Have some more right here. OMG, you guys, look at this. Oh, is this the Bianco series? It is. You guys, look at how beautiful that is. Look at this bee living its best life. All right, and then we have some azaleas. Absolutely beautiful. Here goes some right here. You got to start checking into your nurseries and get out of Lowe's and Home Depot. Look at that. How pretty is that? Gorgeous. Yes, honey. Yes. Woo, honey. I could not wait to get color up here to the front of my home. It was bare. I kept walking in. I didn't have any containers here in the front. And so I was like, baby, we got to get this done. And I mean, today. Then after we finished them, we went ahead and shot out to the garden center, because that was something else that I had to get done today. Was I had to get out there and get the Hellebores. I like to go early in the season, and I like to get them, my Hellebores, now, so that way if it's anything new, I'm not distracted by anything else that's going on. And honey, yes, let me know what you think about those Hellebores. Let me know if you think we should go ahead and paint these containers. Leave them like an antique feel. But you know what? The most important thing, let's get in and let's look at these containers so I can show you what I did with them. I don't know about you, but I am absolutely 100% obsessed with these containers here. Now, let's talk about what we did. So we started off with a beautiful daffodil. You can see we have the variations in the color here and the petals with the yellow. So we're playing with that canary yellow here. Then we drop down to our Hellebore, and this is true to form for me. I absolutely love to play with the colors and pull out the less obvious color. Now you can see we're pulling out the yellow here. If I turn the Hellebore up, you can definitely see where that yellow is being summoned to come to the front. So then we played a little bit on the color wheel. We came in and we used a grape hyacinth. So beautiful, so wonderful. Can you see how I'm playing with the pink here? Can you see that? Right at the very tip of the grape hyacinth, you can see the pink color here. Then we graced the front of the container with some violas. These are the Penny Primrose Picotee. Now you can see, and let me find a better example like this one right here. Can you see how the outer circle of the petals are more of a deep purple, and each one you're going to get a different look, a different style. And then right in the center there, you can see we have that same canary yellow, so it pulls and ties everything back in. I also use the obelisk here, and the flowers are just exploding. Now these are some very huge containers, so they take a lot of plants. And I knew for this design, when I sat down and I wrote it out, I knew I was going to have a very large container that could house all of these plants. And I'm absolutely 100% obsessed with the outcome here. And the Hellebores are budded up. We have some that's already out in full bloom. They're in different stages here. Some that's slightly closed, some that's fully open, and I am loving this container right here. Everything repeats itself, and I just felt like I had to get my front entryway at least planted up, even though I don't have everything else planted, but it was definitely needing some color. Love it. I'm obsessed. Look at that.